Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity, where we are heading upstairs. The game... Oh, I've just realized we've been doing loading screens. The game is a lot more stable than it was last time I played. Through their sneak attack ability, rogues have the highest weapon damage output of any class. Whenever rogues hit enemies who have afflictions that qualify for sneak attack, they will automatically do extra damage. Cool. So they must have uh, worked out the bugs from the most recent expansion patch. Good. So far, this has been what I suspected, a complete emptiness there's nothing to explore, nobody to talk to. Wizards may only cast spells that are in their equipped grimoire. Additional grimoires may be placed in the wizard's quick slots to switch to in combat, but the wizard will be unable to access the new spells for several seconds, and I have not invested in the ability to make that easier on him, so I'm not doing that so much. I have lots of grimoires, and I probably should be taking advantage of that, but I haven't been. Okay. I suppose we should go to Gilded Vale. Yes. And check in on them, since they would have been the target of Raedric's wrath. The stealth skills used to avoid detection while in scouting mode. Classes like rogues and rangers start with a bonus to stealth. Used to have a lot more fortune tellers come through. Lord Raedric had us chase them off. Everything looks nice and happy here. Well, happy-ish. You're the one who murdered Lord Raedric on behalf of the Cretinous traitor. I'm sure you understand your request for housing and land is completely out of my hands now. Oh, you're that guy. Keep out of trouble. Move along. Hey, I murdered Lord Raedric twice. How's that? I swear I saw it. Them fighting atop the tower. You've been at the drink. It was Raedric, I swear, and that... Oh, it's her! There! Oh, you saw us. Begging your pardon, ma'am, my friend's not well. Ooh. Wow, that was... We're having a lot of trouble with bandits. Interesting. I think I need to talk to... Go look at this. The character's endurance is reduced to 0. The character's knocked out, but will get back up with full endurance if their side wins the battle. Health damage is typically only restored by resting. If it is reduced to 0, the character will be maimed or killed. Let's see what I can
Gods
sell you.
keep you.
Okay. We're gonna sell. We're not gonna sell your staff, but we're gonna sell all this other stuff that we're not using. Yeah, probably. Okay. Will +9. Yeah, trade that. Okay. Oh, I spent money on enchantments. Okay. Let's um, head to our place. Individual characters can enter scouting modes separately from the rest of the party. A dash selection circle indicates which characters are currently scouting. Let's figure out why we're having so much trouble with our bandits, because it used to be the bandits did not cost us more than we earned. Folks here have been singing your praises lately. Moderately good, overwhelmingly good, overwhelmingly good, faintly good. Twin Helms now sees me as faintly good. Moderately good, moderately good. My reputation's pretty good. Enslog's Compass. Party stash can be used for holding excess gear when their inventories fill up. Some item types, like quest items and ingredients, are automatically placed in the stash. Right. Floating. You start the game with a bag of holding somehow. Maybe you find it in those ruins.
Not as beautiful as the Angwithan ruins near my home, but your fortress is impressive in its own little way.
Well, thank you very much. Let's go figure out why we're losing money. Not there. We need to go talk to the steward. We also need to rest while we're here. Effects that modify the same statistic will often suppress each other. In those cases, the game uses only the highest bonus of that type. Yep. So if I wanted to, I could rest here, go to the Salty Mask, and have a appointment with one of the workers there. Yeah, I'm embarrassed enough that I can't say it, and then eat food, and it would give me about 5 minutes of awesome. Seems you're fairly misspreading, my lady. I have heard travelers speaking of your accomplishments in Defiance Bay. You will forgive me for saying so. I was relieved to find the keep in the command of someone who is more connected to the world. It's so easy to let things fall by the wayside. What is the state of the keep? Where to begin? Let's see here. Okay. You're going to give me no explanation for why the bandits are costing so much money now. Earn 98. let's go back up. Earned 169, earned 351. Seems to be fairly random. We're gonna rest. Going to the chapel. Not going to get married, but we're going to the chapel. What are some of the other options we have? Survival bonus, no bonus. Yes, let's rest for no bonus! There is an achievement for getting this game done in a limited number of rests. I'm not sure exactly how you would pull it off. 2 athletics, 3 constitution. That's actually a pretty hefty bonus there. I really like the resolve because I do a lot of the talking. But that is a really hefty bonus, the Woodlands one there. Okay. What is... 20, 16, 16, 12, 12, 13. Intellect is still pretty well. Pretty good. If I were to make this character as a 5e character, this is charisma. This perception is wisdom. More properly named. Except for, willpower runs into it as well. Where's Will? Where's Will? Intellect and resolve. Okay. So, perception, this would be intellect. Resolve is kind of a mix of charisma and wisdom in D&D. Might affects a lot of things. It's not just physical might, it's also magical might, because it increases all your damage done. Okay. This is a long Let's Play.
This place, as beautiful as it can be with the absence of children.
Thank you, grieving mother. Okay, I am going to need to replace somebody because I want her with me. So this
see you when I see you.
Yes. Okay. Okay. We need to go... Hearth Song is where we were. We haven't been to either of these two places yet. Let me check real quick. Okay, Assassin at Large. Elm's Reach. Okay, what else do we have? Mercy of the Tribes. North Wilderness. North Wild. Siege of Craghold is expansion stuff I'm probably over level for. It's supply and demand. I've heard we can get back into there. Okay. Learn of Grieving Mother's Past. This is Sagani. You said it's north of Twin Elms. Okay. Low. Yeah, that's going to be hard. And still continuing to journal with Durance, which I've heard from this that his quest is a little bit buggy and doesn't trigger very often. Sometimes doesn't trigger right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what your... Okay, cool. Okay, now... Except this party. We can't get to the North Weald yet, so we're going to go to Elm's Shh. Potion scrolls and food items can be created by clicking on the crafting button in any party member's inventory. And remember, when you are facing a terrible encounter, remember to eat first. Eating will save your life. Possibly. Whee!
Certainly.
Great Lioness is grown old and no longer claim over the sacred. Size and age cannot best skill and cunning. Great Lioness has grown old and no longer has claim over the sacred lair in Gallowayne's maw. This Glenfathan woman carries herself with pride. Mind your paths, Estramaw. The guided compass trust easily, but I don't. Dark Omen, even the Delumgan could not stop him. Glenfathan woman stares at the ground, her bushy eyebrows frown in a straight line. Never before has a man slipped past with so much ease. Sign, a dark sign. It has come to pass. We could not have foreseen it. The Delumgan could not either. Elderman waves his hand in an arc over the ground. At the end of the motion, his long fingers close into a
Hail,
fist.
Estramor.
And what does that tell us? She notices you, her thick eyebrows arcing in surprise. Estramor, excuse us. We are not used to your kind here under the great trees. If we can assist you, we will. Tell me about the man you speak of. Not Glenfathan. Broke into the tower here in Elm's Reach. Nobody saw him come, not even the Delumgan. He moved in silence like a Stelgaea in the shadows. Our hunters caught no scent until it was too late. But we heard the stones crack when he stepped inside Tir Everin. Dark Omen, I say this. Delumgan, what are they? They are ancient children of the giant elms. Our people have lived with the two sisters in peace since we arrived hundreds of years ago. Delumgan call us friends. We call them our own kin, our protection, their wisdom. Together we share a strong bond. They have always lived under the shadow of the great elms. Walk until you cross the stream. There you'll find the Delumgan sisters. Thank you. Ooh. Thing. Thingamy. Okay. Wait. Is... Oh. That's where we need to go. Twin Elms. Hall of Warriors. Golden Grove. Well, this is going to be interesting.
You have stayed true to our cause, Inquisitor, when so many others have not. For every heretic we confess, for every betrayer that burns on our pyres, new sheep continue to flock to Iavara Extensios. But not you. I underestimated you in the beginning, but no longer.
You honor me, Great Inquisitor.
It is not for honor that I summoned you today, but for duty. Too many of our own have confessed upon the wheel and the rack and the flame. Too many of our faithful have had their minds poisoned by the Kratom witch. The tide is against us now. We have but one option. Iavara's following must see her exposed for what she is. She must confess her heresy before my court.
How would we reach her? We already know that fails.
Not in Kratom, surely. Their lord has embraced her heathen faith and protects her with his army. But in Oceanus, things would be different. The king of Oceanus is a sinful man. We have helped him to see the error of his ways, and now he fears for his soul. He would pay any price for absolution.
But how would we get Iavara to move to Osinios?
You have already done much for the Inquisition. I wouldn't ask this were there any other choice.
Oh, Frel, you went on our past... You went on our past relationship, and that got us to infiltrate and betray her. Two identical women seem to fade into view as they move away from the great trees that camouflage them. Their skin is tree bark, rigid and scaly, wreathed in curling tangle of roots, buds, and blooms. Their hair hangs beneath the shade of serrated leaves like the drooping branches of the elms above, and the pupils of their eyes are encircled by hundreds or even thousands of concentric rings, as if to mark the accumulated wisdom of millennia.
Turn around, flesh creature. Outsiders are not permitted to approach the elms.
One of them extends a snarl of roots towards you that snakes and twists together to form something like an open hand, palm down. The other stares at you unblinking, and as her frown deepens, her face creaks. Do you not feel it, sister? Something familiar. An ancient soul, like the other one. Another defiler, no doubt. Let us fell her and be troubled no more. It would pay the debt of her predecessor.
So it would seem, Rihenwa. But we must not hasten to judgment. I see a different motive here. Different questions in these eyes.
What of it, young trespasser? Is it as my sister says? Or are you here to stain this place with foul deeds?
I have forgotten my purpose in the presence of such legendary beauty. Have I begun hallucinating in double? I seek a man who came through here. It sounds as if you have already met. There, by her own omission, sir.
Really, sister? And you wonder why your leaves begin to fall out before midsummer. Clearly that man did not want to be followed. Whatever the relationship here, I suspect it is anything but cordial.
Rihenwa opens her mouth to respond, but all escapes her knotted lips is an exasperated rustling sigh.
The answer is yes, old one. We crossed paths with Theos not long ago, and we can tell you where he went. But I find it curious that anyone would seek him out. Suspicious, even. If we are to help you find him, we would know why.
Stopping him might end Waylon's legacy.
So that is the reason he passed this way. This is low, even for the leaden key.
I told you we should have confronted him, Sidha. He has always been a poison.
It would have been the last thing we ever did, sister. Who can be said to have ever gotten the better of Theos?
Yes, but imagine how much fun it would have been. Can't you just picture him all strung up in vines like an angry little puppet?
But that's not what this is really about, is it? You are bound to that man. I see it now. You are awakened. Your soul is awake, and something once buried deep now wells to the surface. Past overwhelms present, closes in around you. Your time has nearly reached its end.
I just need to get to Theos.
I'm sorry to tell you this, but Theos cannot give you what you seek. Nor can any man. An awakening cannot be undone, any more than your past can be undone.
So this has all been for nothing. I'm going to lose my mind.
The soul is formless without a past to shape it. Did you truly expect to be able to wipe it away?
That I'd rather have tried to put things right. Noble thought, but for lifetimes that separates you. For lifetimes that separates you from your problems.
However, as much as my sister speaks truly that there is no way back from an awakening, there may yet be a way forward. Would you agree, Sidha?
Shiva.
I would. Were the way not so likely to end in death.
What is it?
The man Theos you must already know by now. You are linked by a common past. Something about it lingers within you, festering, unresolved. What it is I cannot see any more than you. And without that knowledge, your doom is certain. But were you to learn the source of this discord, perhaps it could be put to rest. Though it is equally possible it will trouble you as much now as it did then, and merely speed your condition to its end.
My past comes to me in pieces. How do I unlock the rest?
You might wait for it to come on its own, of course. But when it comes, it will replace your sanity's last breath. such is the nature of your condition.
Or you could learn it from someone who already knows.
Theos, would he remember?
It is said the gods made his memory perfect, that he may never forget his charge. If he ever knew, he still does.
Not that he would tell you, of course.
You have followed the right person for the wrong reason, it seems. We see it often beneath the elms. The soul dragging mind and body to unknown places for unfathomable reasons. You may have wandered into Theos's path many times, in many lifetimes, without an awakening to show you why.
The only thing that's certain is you did not find what you sought.
You said you know where he went.
He has gone down beneath the tower to a place older than we, where the people of Engwith once walked. He makes his way to the buried city, sun and shadow.
May he stay down there and rot with the remains of his people.
He may yet. He won't be returning the way he came, that much is certain. He opened a secret path in the tower's base, and saw it destroyed behind him through some vile means.
Is there another way to get
We
to
know
him?
of one. On the burial isle, through the court of the penitents, Braeth Yaman. A shortcut, in fact.
Don't be cruel, sister. The way my sister speaks of is not for the faint of heart. A great pit at the center of a forgotten court, where faiths were judged in place of crimes. To most, it is simply a gateway to death. With the help of the gods, it can take you where you want to go.
What do you mean with the help of the gods?
The pit is said to have been a means of judgment by the gods. Those cast into it are meant to die. It is that way you must pass to reach sun and shadow. The court is old. We do not know much for certain, but it would seem only the gods themselves can grant passage.
What is this court?
No more than a ruin now. It is older than we, a place for the trial of heretics. We were not here to witness it, but at one time there was a group that refused to acknowledge the gods. Neither the first nor the last, of course, but these were numerous and all put on trial for it. Those who did not repent were cast into the pit and imprisoned below. The fall killed them, of course. The prison was not for people but for their souls, and their sentences were eternal. It is said that many of the condemned repented and were permitted by the gods to ascend from the pit, so long as they pledged their service to one of them. But these are old legends.
How would I ever get the gods to help me?
Behind us is Ter Evron, said to pierce the shroud itself and a place of communion with all gods. If ever there was a time for prayer, you have found it.
So who would I pray to? Any god you can, I should think.
I would pray first to those gods you like best. I hope for your sake the feeling is shared.
How do I pray?
Ter Evron is also called the Hall of Stars, and the stars show us the allegiances of the gods. When stars are in conjunction, we know the gods they represent are aligned as well. You should choose a place to pray where you'll be closest to those you want to hear you. If a god stands alone, you should pray to that god. If they band together, you should address them all. Choose your words wisely, for all gods expect proper homage, and none has patience for fools.
So the only way to get through this pit is to pray
Not
out.
the only way. Just the only one that doesn't end with your body impaled on jagged rocks.
Is there no other way?
None.
What do you wish to know?
How did you know I was pursuing Theos?
The same way that you are no doubt able to peer into the ether and experience the souls of others. It is something we are born with, some more, some less. A gift common to many creatures of the wilds. You share certain similarities with the man you pursue. For your sake, I pray they are few and of no consequence.
You mentioned that people come to these elves without knowing why. Soul has a will all its own, and its needs and whims are seldom understood, but they follow them all the
There
same.
is something about this place that reaches beyond our understanding, something like a beacon. The elms have a way of uniting souls that have been seeking one another, with or without their owner's awareness. Sometimes it is for love, sometimes for vengeance, sometimes for peace. Often it is for no reason we will ever know. In your case, let us hope it is for peace.
Or vengeance.
Want to know more about the two of you.
There is little to be said about us, for we are bound here, caretakers and defenders of this place. Our journey has been over time, but not distance, measured in observations, but not experiences.
Interesting.
We have seen the elms grow tall. We have seen cities built, burned, and built again. The only constant has been the tower, a silent companion through the ages. You can imagine why this recent destruction has stirred my sister so.
If you do nothing else, make that man pay for what he did here.
I need to know more about pain.
We will tell you what we can.
Okay,
Before you go, tell me this, old one. I'm curious. If you were to subdue your enemy, what would you do with him? What would give you peace?
I wish to undo the harm he's caused.
You would need to have twice as many lifetimes as he to repair his savage work.
But perhaps there are strides you can
All the same, think on this matter. Be assured in your course. In the end, it may mean all the difference, not just to his soul, but to yours. And be warned. Some questions have answers that can never be learned, and it is those that trouble the soul above all others. May you find an answer to yours.
Okay. Oh, wow. There is some experience. Well, my benevolent just went up. No, I think the benevolent was already at 4. I've got a lot of reputations here. I think 4 is the highest level you can get on any reputation. Council of the Stars. Pray to the gods. Anyway, time for a new video. See you in a little bit. I am actually going to hit a quick save. And see you soon.